When people ask about my job as a piano tuner, I tell them it's predictable. Visit homes, make a lot of annoying noise like hitting the same piano keys dozens of times, and leave. But last Thursday, I learned that sometimes the best moments are the ones you can't plan. I arrived at a house that looked like it belonged in a fairy tale. Ivy-covered walls, lots of character, and a doorbell that chimed like a melody. When the door opened, there she was. Her name was Anna, and she was stunning. She had this quiet grace, the kind that made you think she belonged on a grand piano's lid rather than standing beside it. She led me to the piano, a gorgeous old grand that sounded like it hadn't been tuned since it was made. "It was my grandmother's," she said. "I'm learning to play it again." As long as it can still be tuned, I thought. But I nodded, trying to look unconcerned and professional while my heart pounded like a jackhammer. "Steinway make the best pianos," I said, whilst setting up my tuning tools. I began the tuning process, adjusting the tension of the strings whilst the tension in the room kept rising. Normally, I just go through each key half asleep, but this time, I was acutely aware of her presence. She sat nearby, amused by what I was doing and looking like a goddess. It was getting harder to focus on what I was doing. "You must have perfect pitch," she said. I chuckled. "Not quite, but years of practice help. Do you play often?" I asked her. "Not as often as I'd like as I'm still at uni," she admitted. "But I'm hoping to find more time soon." I wanted to say something witty, but instead, I accidentally hit 2 adjoining keys at once that let out the most horrendous dissonance imaginable. She burst out laughing, and I couldn't help but join in. "Well, I guess I'm not done yet," I said, feeling my face flush and annoyed that her piano was really hard to tune. After an hour, the tuning was finally complete, and I tested the piano by playing a simple melody. She clapped softly. "That was lovely," she said. Feeling emboldened, I played another even more complicated piece, and she became more curious about my talents. "Is that piece by Rachmaninoff?" she asked. "No, it's by Rimsky-Korsakov," I said. "Funny, all the Russian composers sound similar, don't they?" she said. "It's your turn," I said. She hesitated, but sat down on the piano stool like a concert pianist, legs together, then let her hands down onto the keys slowly, and began to play a piece that took me by surprise. It was fast and quite difficult. I was completely spellbound. When she finished, I clapped louder than she did. "You're incredible," I said, perhaps a bit too enthusiastically. She smiled shyly. "Thank you. The piano sounds so much better now." As I packed up my tools, she said, "Thank you for bringing the piano back to life. Maybe you could come back sometime if it needs another tune?" "Absolutely. It should be tuned twice a year," I said, my voice cracking slightly. As I left, I couldn't stop smiling. Maybe next time she calls me, she may let me tune her a little better too.